An unexpected ally emerges. Hello, everyone. I'm Steve from Valhartv, and today I'll be reviewing the Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 5. Now, we start this episode out in a meat plant, and we get this silhouette that walks up to this curtained off part of the doorway. And who walks through? It's Mando. So Mando's back, and he's there for a bounty. And as he's going through, everybody's looking at him. And I thought this was a pretty cool fight scene that ends up breaking out. Because he basically is like, just like he did in the first two seasons, I can bring you in warm or cold. And the guy's like, you're kind of surrounded. So this is good because he ends up trying to use the Darksaber. And it gets really too heavy for him. And he cuts himself. So that whole thing was really good. Because it shows that he's still not used to using it, and he doesn't understand how to use it. And as we go on, he ends up, the reason why he's there for a bounty is because he's looking for other Mandalorians on this giant space station, is what it is. And when he finds them, the chieftain tries to teach him how to use the Darksaber. So, because they're like practicing, and every swing, you can see it just getting heavier and heavier for him. And she's like, you're fighting it, and you can't fight it. You got to stop fighting it because you're not strong enough to fight it. You got a strong body, but you need your mind focused. And your mind is wandering to something else. And, of course, it's Baby Yoda. So he ends up trying to learn really how to use it properly. And then we end up getting a duel with the other Mando from House Vizsla. So basically, he's the ancestor of the Jedi who created the Darksaber. And I thought that was a pretty good fight, too, because Mando really gets his butt handed to him until the end. So I thought that whole thing was really cool because the other guy's like, he's like, I won the Darksaber, now I'm going to kill you with it. And he's like, and Mando's like, I don't know about that and stuff. So that was pretty good because he ends up beating him. And so that's two fights that he's gotten the Darksaber. So the first one with Moff Gideon, he actually wins it. And in the duel, he gets to keep it. So that's two fights for him that he's gotten, that he's used the Darksaber and he's been able to keep it. So I thought that was really cool and very interesting, too, because the chieftain keeps telling him about, this kind of ties in with the shows and everything, like the animated shows where, what's her name, gives the Darksaber to Bo-Katan, and she didn't actually win it. So they're like, well, this is the reason why she's not leader of Mandalore is because she didn't win it. So she didn't actually earn it. She just was going off her bloodline, stating that I'm the leader because of my bloodline and give me the Darksaber type thing. So I thought that was kind of cool how they retconned that a little bit. So the rest of the episode is spent on Tatooine, where Mando helps the one lady there put together an N1 starfighter. So this is all the way from Naboo, and Queen Amidala who commissioned these, and they were all handmade. They weren't put together by droids or anything else like that either. So I thought that was very cool and interesting because this is basically like a hot rod. It's a souped up hot rod. He goes for a ride to test it, and then he gets like basically pulled over by the cops. And one guy is the guy who's always kept seeing him in like every episode of season 2 basically, and even season 1 there where he's like, did you fly a Razor Crest? And he's like, oh, no, you got the wrong guy. It's like, get out of here, dude. And then he hits this button. He's like, boom, gone. It's like Nitro. So, yeah, that was pretty fun. And the episode ends up ending with Fanis approaching Mando, asking if he wants a job with Boba Fett and her. So he's like, we'll see. I got something to do first. So I like that. So I thought the Darksaber was still pretty cool in this. It got heavier and heavier every time Mando tried to swing it, and because he wasn't using it properly. And it just looked cool. Honestly, it looked pretty cool and stuff. And The rest of it was all practical effects. I mean, the space station obviously was complete CGI. You know, it's huge when they show it to you. So I had no issues with any of the effects in this. The acting was fine, just like in every other episode we've seen so far. I did think this was obviously a better episode because of the fact that, you know, we get to see Mando again and stuff, and you know the things that happen in it were really cool. So yeah, like this episode's a step up from the other episodes so far, and it's because really mostly it focuses on Mando and him wanting to get back to Baby Yoda again. So I would give this at least a 7 out of 10. The other episodes weren't bad, but they weren't really great either. Like this episode had better dialogue in it by far. Even though it didn't really have a lot of dialogue, it still had better dialogue. So we got some really good stuff that happened in this, but even though a lot of stuff didn't actually happen. So we'll see in the next episode what happens with Mando. I'm sure he's going to stick around all the way until the end now. So if you guys like what I do, please hit the like button and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Take care for now, everyone.